Put the focus on the upcoming U.S. elections as the battle for the White House gets heated up. Democrats are now rallying behind Joe Biden like never before. Former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg is now committing at least $100 million to help Biden's presidential campaign in Florida. The one-time Democratic presidential candidate hopes that this cash infusion will help secure Biden's win in the crucial battleground state. That is Florida. The billionaire had launched his own campaign for the Democratic nomination late last year. And despite spending nearly $1 billion on his own campaign, Bloomberg struggled and dropped out in March, quickly endorsing Biden instead. Now, Bloomberg had earlier promised to boost the Democrats' campaign. And now, this key investment could emerge as a much-needed game-changer in the run-up to the elections. A victory for Biden in Florida would complicate Trump's path to reach the 270 electoral college votes. But this latest cash infusion also highlights the concerns of the Democrats in a state that is a priority for the current U.S. president. Bloomberg's investment also comes at a time when the GOP is investing millions in Florida, focusing on Latino outreach. Currently, the state of Florida could swing anyway on the 3rd of November, with neither major party candidates showing a clear lead in the upcoming polls. Now, for more insights into this development, Jagriti Dave is joining us live from Washington, D.C. A very warm welcome to you, Jagriti. Now, the former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg is committing at least $100 million to help Biden's presidential campaign in Florida. He is a former presidential candidate himself, and this amount is huge. So tell us more about Bloomberg's intentions and what this means for Biden's campaign.
Well, Bloomberg's advisors told news outlets that this decision came after those media reports that suggested that Donald Trump would be spending around $100 million of his own money towards his campaign. There were reports suggesting that there was a shortfall in the Trump campaign's cash flow and that the president was asked whether he would spend his own money, and he said that if he needed to, he would. So this is off the back of this, say his advisors, this decision was made. And as you were saying, Michael Bloomberg spent vast sums of his own money on his own failed presidential bid, and he endorsed Joe Biden after he dropped out, and has decided that Florida is the place where he wants to spend his money to try to boost Joe Biden's campaign there. Right. Florida, as you say, is a crucial battleground state in the upcoming election.
Right. Now, as you just rightfully pointed out, that there was plenty of speculation recently that the Trump campaign was short of funds, and it was believed that Trump was considering funding his own campaign, which is quite unprecedented. So what can you tell us about that? Where's the update on that?
Well, as you say, the reports were that President Trump would be spending around $100 million of his own money, which prompted Michael Bloomberg to say that he intended to raise to spend that amount on Joe Biden. And earlier on there was issues with a lot of spending that was being done on television and ad campaigns, and there's issues within the Trump campaign. He's changed his campaign manager recently, and so there's sort of been a change of leadership within the campaign. The campaign we're now approaching 2 months, less than 2 months until November's election, and so really the race is on towards the finish line. There's a focus on those swing states and on those battleground areas like Florida. Florida is incredibly important because it's one of the states with the largest shares of electoral college votes, 29 electoral college votes in Florida. So it's a really crucial state for the candidates. And as you say, in Florida, the polls have recently narrowed between the two candidates. And a recent Cook Political Report analysis says that Florida, according to them, has changed from a leaning Democrat to a toss-up between the two candidates.
Right. Now, with less than 2 months to go for the U.S. elections on November 3rd, is the Trump administration nervous about this recent influx of money into Biden's campaign, especially because it is targeted at what is called a swing state or a battleground state?
Look, I think in less than 2 months to go, both candidates are going to be nervous and eager to make sure that they are spending their money in the right places and targeting the right people. As you said, one of the issues that has emerged, which the Cook Political Report also points out, is that Joe Biden is underperforming amongst Latino voters. And that is one of the reasons clearly why Michael Bloomberg has looked to Florida. And of course, the Republicans spending heavily in Florida in the last races in 2018 and 2016. Republicans have narrowly won in statewide elections. So it really is a crucial state. And both campaigns are going to be trying to make sure that they're spending their resources in the right way possible as the race narrows towards that finishing line.
Right. Right, Jagriti, thank you so much for joining us and for all your insights into this story.